from?
Well, wherever you're watching from, thank you for tuning into our channel. And you're most welcome to our channel.
I'm Pam Kiro.
And Wilson.
Welcome to our channel. Today our topic is culture shock. And this is a culture shock that I experienced as a Kenyan in Uganda, right?
And a Ugandan speaking about the culture experience in Kenya.
In Kenya.
So it's either we are speaking out of experience.
Well, my first culture shock was the food.
What about the food? You never liked the food? Or?
The food in Kenya and food in Uganda is very different. That's one thing. In Uganda, there's more of like matoke. Like I saw matoke everywhere. Like every restaurant you go, you will see matoke.
One thing that you need to understand is that matoke is the staple food in Uganda. Like I saw a lot of mokimo in all restaurants in Kenya.
No.
Yeah,
see mokimo,
definitely. There is a lot of mokimo in so many places that you go to. Mokimo, gideri. So this is common. And mutura.
Mutura is the street food.
Yeah,
Did you like it?
Yeah, definitely.
You like mutura?
Yeah,
definitely. I liked, for me, the street food that I liked from Uganda was the Ugandan Rolex.
Yeah.
The Rolex was amazing. You know?
Yeah,
the Rolex. And then my favorite food as of now, the Ugandan favorite food is ginat. Anything to do with ginat, like ginat with matoke, ginat with chapati. There's ginat with chapati, ginat with rice. Yeah, and then another thing about the food you have for breakfast, for us it's the main food. Like for example, katogo. You know katogo is for breakfast. But if for us, okay, in Kenya we don't take much of matoke, but if it's katogo, it's not for breakfast, it's for dinner or lunch.
Okay, it depends. Why people usually take katogo for breakfast in Uganda is that it's easy to cook and it doesn't take a lot of time. Like it requires less. It's like the low budget meal that someone can make with low time and not putting a lot of things. Just fill matoke and boil.
No, it's not about the time for cooking. It's how the food is, like how heavy the food is. Like katogo is heavy food, you know. It's food that you eat for lunch or for dinner. Okay, for example, I'll tell you, in Kenya we eat for breakfast mostly wheat things made of wheat. Yeah.
Bread and chapati.
Bread, chapati, mandazi, samosa, such kind of food.
Okay, now for us, why people take katogo for breakfast is that if it's a family, like for example, we are speaking on the family, the budget for someone to buy the bread or to buy chapati or mandazi is more costly, like someone who is cooking katogo.
Oh, really?
Because the cost, like you can buy matoke, like for example, 1,000 Ugandan shillings.
That's how much?
Then you will get like 10 pieces of matoke or 12 pieces. So with that, if you're a family, definitely someone will be eating 3 pieces or for the family of 5 or whatever. And the ingredients, you just need only the tomato, onion, and the cooking oil. That's all if you want to make it plain.
Yeah.
Some go ahead and they will add beef, will add peanuts, your favorite. So it's low budget than buying wheat, because you know the price of bread is more expensive in Uganda.
Oh, really?
And similarly to the chapati, and then you will take one chapati, you will not feel anything for breakfast.
No, like you see, that's now the difference. Another thing, we eat chapati like we take chapati as a main meal, like for dinner. You'll eat chapati with maybe beans, chapati and beans, chapati and chicken, chapati and beef, chapati with peas, you know, as a main meal, like for dinner or for lunch. Yeah, but I noticed in Uganda it's not. Like in Uganda you don't take chapati with a stew for dinner or for lunch. No, it's only for breakfast, specifically for breakfast.
because it's not considered a meal.
Yeah, but in Kenya it's a major meal.
No, for us it's a snack. Now that is the difference.
Yeah, that's
one
the
difference
difference.
that you can give about the culture.
Yeah. And then chapati is my other favorite food. Like my other favorite Kenyan food, chapati and maybe pilau. Yeah.
So now in simple terms, your combination is chapati and ghee
I've not eaten chapati and ghee nuts. I cannot tell how it tastes, but because I love ghee nuts and I love chapati, definitely it will be a good combination.
Yeah, you should give it a try.
I should give it a try actually. Yeah. Then what's the culture shock you got about the food in Kenya?
And for me, my experience in Kenya, okay, I will not say that there is so much of a difference because these countries are nearby, like they are bordering each other. Whatever food that you find in Kenya, you can find it in Uganda. But there is a difference in the taste of the food. Kenya has ugali, Uganda has posho. It's
okay.
The difference is in the way they find the unga. The Uganda is fine unga, Kenya is like not so fine. So when you cook it, the taste is not the same. Though it's the same food, but in terms of taste, it will not taste. I will say I like the Kenyan ugali because if you're eating it in Kenya with the Kenyan dish, it will be so much. But if you're eating also in Uganda with the Ugandan meal, it's also still good on its own.
Yeah. But then another thing I noticed is that, for example, if you're taking ugali, for us mostly we take ugali with vegetables like the kales, the greens, and meat. But in Uganda, you don't take posho with vegetables, right? No. It's rare, on rare cases.
We take posho with the cereals mostly, like beans.
Yeah.
We will take it with the peas, like
that's
that.
True. That's a different.
Yeah, and then another thing is about the language. The language.
Yeah.
Language is the most culture that cuts across all countries. That different countries have different languages. So some languages, the words are kind of similar. That if someone is communicating, even though you're new to that culture, but you will pick some words. Yeah. So there is nothing to worry about. Like you will get stuck in Uganda that you cannot communicate.
And then I also noticed that in Uganda, people love their language. Like Ugandans speak good English, but they will not speak to you in English. Like they speak English, but they don't want to speak in English.
Okay, for me, I can explain that in this way. Is that in Uganda, a lot of people can speak Luganda because unlike in Kenya that you will see most people speaking in Swahili, so in Uganda all people will speak in Swahili and they will only speak to you, in Uganda. They will only speak to you in English when they see your color. But if they see your color is like the color contrast is the same, they will definitely believe you are Ugandan, and there is no way Ugandan will address a Ugandan with the foreign language.
No, like for example, I'll say here, people know, like for example, they know you are from different nationality, right? Because we are all black, we are all African, but we are very distinct. Like we speak Swahili, you speak Luganda, but when we come here, it's different because I'm from different country, you're from different country, so it's very hard for me. I'll not understand Uganda, right? But mostly the Ugandans, they will not speak in English. They want to speak in Luganda, even if sometimes I may be with a group of people we are from different nationality, but Uganda they want to speak their language, but you're with other nationalities, so it will be better if you can speak like an English, a language that everybody will understand. But Uganda they don't like to speak like in English. Like they would want to speak their language even when other people are there. That's like my observation. I don't know if it's true. I may be right or I may be wrong, but from my observation so far is that Uganda they love their language.
It's true because I will say this is like cultural pride, that even if they are not in Uganda or they're somewhere, they feel that pride of speaking their language.
Yeah.
in a foreign country. Okay, I will not say that it only applies to Ugandans, but if you meet someone that you speak the same language, the way of expression or the way of passing your information to him or communication becomes more easy. There are some words that you cannot express fully in English for someone to really pick out the kind of information that you want to portray if it's in English. But if you're speaking that language, your language, it becomes more easy and someone will get your feeling, the feeling from the heart, from the communication. That's why language is very important. Like the most important part of the culture should be language, according to me.
Yeah, it's the most important part. However, I feel like for this one that we will not understand the feeling. It's what we put it in the mind, because I've come to realize that, for example, I can speak to, like, my friend Salma. We speak in English all the time because we so used to be with you, for example, with people who don't speak our language, Swahili. So we so used to speak in English until even when we are together, the two of us, we only speak in English. Until sometimes she'll ask me, like, why are we speaking in English? Like, why are we speaking in English? Because we so much used to English, and now it's how we communicate. Like, we will not talk a sentence of Swahili. We don't converse at all now in Swahili. We will talk and then automatically we switch to English, because we so used to be, we are among people who don't speak Swahili. So we've become used to it. So for the language, I believe it's making it a habit. It becomes a habit.
Yeah. Okay. I will say not only with Salma. I can speak Swahili. You can speak Swahili. But most times we don't speak Swahili at all.
We speak in English. I don't know why we speak in English. Like all the time. Like sometimes when I speak to you in Swahili, I know you understand, but I feel like it's weird. Like, why are we speaking in Swahili? I feel like we understand each other more better in English than in Swahili. As much as you can speak Swahili and I can speak Swahili.
So I believe that is all about, like, the perception that you put in yourself.
Yes, yeah.
If you feel comfortable to speak in Uganda, that is what you will speak.
Yeah.
If you feel more comfortable to express yourself in English,
that's what you're going to speak.
You will speak. If you feel comfortable to express yourself more in Swahili, that is what you will speak. Definitely, it's not like everywhere you will go, you will use the same language. Sometimes depend on the nature of the people that you have met. There are some people, there are some Ugandans that you will meet speaking in English, and you ask, "Are you Ugandans or no?" When you see them, they can speak the same language, but they feel much
still, exactly,
in English and in Uganda.
Yes.
Yeah. So to me, I will say that it's not about the language. It's about the people that you associate or the people that you meet.
Another thing about the culture that for me, it was a culture shock that in Uganda they really are communal and united, and they stay as a community, unlike in Kenya. In Kenya, I used, like, where I used to stay, that place, I stayed, but I didn't know the neighbors. I don't know them. We never speak. I just come, I enter my house. If we see each other, there's no hi, because, like, in Nairobi, for example, it's like we're scared of each other. Like, even if I go to town and someone say hi to me, trust me, I'll not respond. You know, if I enter the bus and someone is there, I will not say hi. But what I noticed in Uganda, people are so communal. Like, everybody say hi to you and they don't know you. Like, there's this time we were going from Entebbe to Kampala, and we used the public transport, and where I sat, people were coming, entering the bus, what do you call it, matatu?
The taxi.
You call it taxi?
Yeah, taxi, yeah.
Okay, taxi. Everybody was entering and they will say hi to me. And for me, I'm shocked, because if someone say hi to me like that, they want to rob me. But of course, I can say it's a lady with a kid. So I'm like, why are you even saying hi to me? My perception, if any stranger say hi to me, they want to rob me. But in Uganda, it's different. Everybody say hi to you. The neighbors are there. They will be there to greet you. Everybody you meet, they'll just say hi to you. But in Nairobi, it's different.
So for me, in that I will explain it in this way. Uganda is ranked to be one of the most hospitable people in Africa. I will not say in the world because I don't know much about the world, but I will speak in Africa. The reason why they are saying that they are more hospitable people is that, okay, much as there are some people who do bad things, but someone meeting you, like, it's from the home, it begins from home, that when you wake up in the morning, you have to greet whoever you stay with in the home before you go out. It's taken to be like kind of blessing. Or if someone greets you in the morning, you don't, okay, they usually say that the first person you meet is the one that will determine how your day will be. So if you treat bad the first person, don't expect to get good in the day when you began with the bad, doing bad things. So that's why everyone, like you're talking about the journey, we're traveling in a bus. Like for example, we are moving from this destination to this destination, but we are not talking anything. So if the problem comes, then how will we be able to communicate at the time of the problem?
In Kenya, that's how people live.
Yeah, but then
we very conscious about, even like for example, if I'm walking in town, I'm very conscious who is around me. Who is around me, you know? Like I had this a day, I was waiting for something in town. I was waiting for someone in town, so I stand somewhere and I'm like checking my phone. I'm like this, checking my phone, texting that person, like I'm in this place. And then there's a lady, like a much older lady, came and stood where I was. So I moved. I moved. And then this, when I started to move slowly, like I'm very aware of the person who is next to me, but I don't want to show her I'm running away from you, because this is someone like older than my mom, almost like my grandmother. And then she told me, don't be scared of me, I'm also waiting for someone. So it was kind of embarrassing, you know, because you like scared of people. It's town.
See, now like for me, I'm free to walk in Nairobi and free to walk in Kampala. The reason being is that I have the briefing that I get from you about how to conduct myself in Nairobi, and then definitely I know how to survive in Kampala. So if you go to Kampala now without me, so it's very easy for someone to notice that this one is new in the city. Why? Because they will see you acting weird.
Oh yeah, because me, I'll be scared of everyone.
Yeah.
Like even if you say hi to me, I don't say hi back. You want to steal from me.
So that is not the case in Uganda. So why they are saying that people are very hospitable is that even when summer they will see you standing on the road, they will want to come to approach you. Do you need anything? He will approach you with the sense, and maybe he's doing business, that what you're looking for is what he's selling. That is one reason why they will approach you. And then the other reason is that somebody will be concerned. It's not that whoever comes to approach you, they have bad intentions about you, or they want to rob from you, or whatever. Always people find it so easy or natural to help. They always come to you to consult you because of help, not to rob. Though even the robbers also will come in the same way, so it's very difficult to identify. But still you can tell the robber from the normal person.
I think maybe in Nairobi the robbers are smart, because for me, even if I'm lost, like I'm lost, I don't know the way, I will not ask for help from people walking with me on the road, or someone I've seen standing, and then I'll go to ask, like, do you know this direction? No, I will not. I'll have to look for a soldier, you know, this watchman, or maybe as someone in a shop. Even the hawkers on the road, I will not trust them, because most of the hawkers, they work with those robbers, you know. So I'll not trust them. I'll only trust someone who is in the shop, or a watchman. That's the person I'll ask for direction. Yeah.
Oh, you will get direction from somebody in fixed location.
Yeah, in a fixed location, but I'll not ask for help from someone walking on the road. Even leave that, even someone comes and asks me for direction, I'll not give. I'll not talk to you. Yeah.
But that is being selfish, because
No.
someone is okay.
It's Nairobi.
Okay, it's Nairobi, but then you don't know when somebody is really in need of help and when it's not in need of help.
Leave alone even you coming to ask me, even to like stop me, to have that, you know, the way like if someone is coming to talk to you, they will signal you, like they want to talk to you. You will know.
Excuse me.
Whenever I will see that you want to signal me, you want to talk to me, I look at you like this, and I don't know you. I'm sorry. I'll walk very fast.
You will continue.
I'll continue. I'll even more pace, you know. And I think people know about this, so it's very hard if you're in town, like in CBD, for someone to ask you for direction. Unless from the estate, like where we used to live. If someone asks you for direction, there you'll give. There is no one who will steal from you from the estate, not like in CBD.
Well, besides that, another thing that I saw in Kenya is the organization of the system organization, like administration wise. Everything is well placed in, like, it's, you know where to get this, and there is a lot that are happening in one place. And like in Uganda this ministry is in this place, this other ministry is in this place, so all things are not located in one place.
The Huduma Center.
Yeah, now for us we don't have Huduma Center. If you're applying for the passport, you see you need to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's in Kampala. There is another one in Barala. So the people who are staying far away from the city,
it will take long.
Yeah, it will take so long. And like in Kenya, that even though you're living in Thika, you have Huduma Center in Thika. You're living in Kakamega, you don't need to travel to come to Nairobi. Yeah. But that is not the case in Uganda.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Another culture shock for me was the pace. When we went to Entebbe, I felt like in heaven. I'm in different world, because things are slow. There's no rush. You know, it's not, even when people walk, they don't walk like very fast. Things are slow. Like I felt like rest for me. You know, I rested. You know. It was more of a vacation for me, because I felt like it's like I was so tired now. This is rest. Things are slow, no hurry. Unlike in Nairobi.
Now, for me, I can explain that in this way. See, in Entebbe is central Uganda, and central Uganda is the land of the king. So they take the people from the central to be like the prince and the princess, because the leadership is from the king. The king of Uganda is like the high profile leader of the region where Entebbe is. So they don't expect prince and princess to be in a rush.
So
really? Whatever they do it majestically, like they do it in a high profile way. Yeah.
I get it now, because I felt like a very nice environment, you know. Everything is slow. The cars, they are not in a rush. There's like, it's just quiet and slow. That's one thing I like. I like Nairobi, because Nairobi, you used to walk fast. Everything is fast. When you ask for something, it's very fast. And I actually had this problem when I'm with you. And I realized I have to slow things down. Because for me, everything is fast. Even when we are walking, I walk very fast. Even we are not supposed to walk fast, because we have all the time. You know, like for example, we are going to the shop. Me, I'll walk very fast, you know. Even if we go late, doesn't matter. So I felt like, why are you slow? Why are you walking slow? But then with time, I have to adjust.
You have to understand that is the trend.
That is the trend, and then we are not going anywhere. We are not in a rush. So why am I running? Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is the question now people ask themselves. If he's at home, like for example, okay, he will rush when he's going to work, and people time themselves that this is the much time. Like for example, you're staying in a place, you know, this is the much time that I need to reach to my workplace. this is how I need to plan myself.
Yeah.
So if you wake up on time, then you don't need to rush,
Yeah.
because you
That's
know
true.
you don't. Okay, some people stay in Entebbe, they work in Entebbe. Some people stay in Entebbe, they work in Kampala. It's very rare to find people staying in Entebbe and working very a
Very
distance
far.
that is very far away from Kampala.
That's true.
That they will wake up and then they begin to rush. They will be late for work, all that kind of. No.
In Nairobi is different. People just like, if you slow down, they'll step on you. They will remove you from the road. Yeah. Everybody just walks so fast. Especially in CBD, like rush hour. Oh, it's crazy.
So those
It's very
ones, they
fast.
will be rushing for business.
That's why I'm saying it's different there. Everybody walks so fast, so fast. So if you're in Nairobi, even if you're not going anywhere, you walk fast because this is our path. We are walking. There are people behind me who want to go, and there are people in front of me who are walking. There's no I'll start dragging. They will step on me. They will step on me. Yeah. So I found Entebbe quiet, slow, no hurry. No hurry in Africa.
So that
I
comes
think
out clearly when it comes to Entebbe.
Entebbe. I think it came from there. I mean, Uganda is the middle of Africa, so I believe that phrase come from there, but it never came anywhere close to Nairobi because Nairobi is a different world. Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, it's a different world. It's a totally different world. Another thing, the culture that shocked me, it's when we went to visit people, the kids will kneel. I was surprised. I thought this act of kneeling was it was a myth. Like people just talk about it, but no, it's the truth. It's happened. So for me, I was shocked. I went to this place. What's they call this famous kids that dance?
The ghetto kids.
Yes, in their home, and they all knelt. Like, what? Why are you kneeling? I'm almost thinking, why? So, like, I felt surprised. Also, when we went to your brother's place, and there's these ladies who came to visit. So I'm sitting down, and they sat in the next coach, and they knelt. For me, I was surprised. I just looked at them like, what's happening? Because I thought in my mind, you only kneel for like elder people, because in your brother's place there were no older people. You're all young. So I was surprised to see them that they knelt for you guys. Yeah.
So that is like this. Like I told you that this is the land of the kingdom. So even the grown-up men, they will kneel in front of the king. Like the king is the top rank. Whoever is below the king, they will kneel. So if you are a visitor to someone, you will be the superior by the time when you come to visit. So everyone is supposed to kneel down on you. And then kneeling like has gradings. If you meet adult people, you're the one supposed to kneel. The adults are not supposed to kneel down for you.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're supposed to go down to kneel for them. So whoever is above, the one who is below will kneel. Yeah.
But then when we went to your brother's place, these ladies, you are in the same age bracket. Like we're all this age mate. They are young. They are not like kids.
Yeah,
we're the same age bracket.
What makes you superior is now that you are a visitor.
Okay.
So that adds another value on you.
Okay.
You are the same age, but now you're coming as a visitor. They want to give you that hospitality for you to feel at home. That where I am, people respect me. I'm respected where I am.
Okay. So then, like for example, for me, you need to tell me the places that I need to kneel, because in my mind, it's not in my mind. Like it's something that I have to get used to. Like you have to tell me, no, here you need to kneel. No, here it's fine. Yeah, because I don't want people to be like, that girl, she's disrespectful. She doesn't kneel because she doesn't respect people. She doesn't respect the elders. Yeah. Okay, that's the end of our part one for the culture shock. Please watch the next video. We'll do the culture shock part two because we still have more things.
Yeah, more and more,
More
is
and
coming.
more
Not
is
only
coming.
in culture, but a
Yeah.
lot.
So subscribe to our podcast. They're down. Yeah, and we're happy.